Hi, this is Kevin with a brief video attempting to cover everything you need to know as a foundation for practical ear training. Just about any piece or small section, say, of music has a primary note or a keynote or a tonic. These mean roughly the same thing. Typically, this is the note that feels most at rest, particularly as a final note of the melody or a song or whatever. So that's the key note. The other notes we'll call the character notes. Ear training is perceiving a key note and recognizing the surrounding character notes. So, what are these notes? What is the set of all notes? There are 12 notes in the entire pitch spectrum, from the highest squeak to the lowest rumble. So consider a piano or a keyboard. The first thing you notice is that there's a lot more than 12 notes. But there really are 12. They just repeat as higher and lower versions of themselves. We call these versions octaves. So let's see. The same character of note, just different versions, higher and lower octaves. Imagine in the visual realm a specific color, just a very specific color, a spot of paint. Then you mix in pure white or pure black. It's really the same color. It's just lighter and darker versions of the same color. In music, you can imagine an adult and a child singing the same melody. Even if they sound perfectly in tune, they're doing a perfect job, they sound exactly in tune, the adult will almost always be 1 or 2 octaves lower than the child. But we can still think of it as the same note. It's just a different octave. Okay, so when we hear a piece of music in the air or in our own mind, we're trying to write something out, we listen to all the notes and get a feeling for the key note, the note that the piece could end on at that moment for that little section that you're trying to transcribe or figure out what it is. If it's very unclear, just take your best guess. Picking the note is just for reference, really, so we can measure the other notes against it. You can always revise it later. In fact, the key note may actually change, of course, in a piece of music. The key note we call 1. We name the others in reference to it. So it's 1. In whatever octave version, it's 1. The other 11 notes are named by how far they are in adjacent ascending notes from the 1. So imagine on the keyboard, where it's really very well represented. And in this sense, we're going to ignore any distinction between black and white keys. So direct adjacent steps, whether it be a black key or white key. Those are directly adjacent and ascending. So let's hear these 12 notes. What I'll do is I'll play a low octave version of this note. And we'll have that sound in the bass strings. We can listen to each of the 12 notes in relation to the 1. So we'll start with the octave of the 1 and go up from there. And I'll say what they are as we go up. So here's a 1, a higher octave version of it. This is a flat 2, it's called. 2. This is a flat 3. This is a 3. This is a 4. Listen to it in relationship to that bass. This is a sharp 4. This is a 5. This is a flat 6. This is a 6. This is a flat 7. This is a 7. This is an octave of the 1. Now let's do a couple quick examples. Let's take 2 different notes and I'll do example of the way its octave sounds, how it has the same character in relation to the 1. So here's the 1 again down in the bass, what we're calling the 1, the key for this. Here's the 3. Hear that in relationship to the bass. Here's a 3 in a different octave. Same character, just a higher version of itself. Here's a 5. Here's a different 5. So the two concepts we just covered are the foundation, and really neither is more important. They both inform each other. That is, what is the key note, the 1, and what other notes are sounding? Ear training will often take a bit of practice and repetition. To get more familiar with these 12 notes and their relation to a key note, there's a free download called 24 Note Mel. I've got it at the website, memoryandmoment.com. It's a small zip file with 24 very short MP3s. If you're at all interested in really developing your ear, you should also take a look at the audio dictionary of harmony and melody while you're there. Thanks, and have fun.